Hey everybody, Ashley Francis here, the holistic psychotherapist, and this is part 2 of a 2-part series on people pleasing. In the video, which we have in the description below for part 1, I talk about what are the characteristics of people pleasing and where it all comes from. And in this video, we are going to talk about ways to be less of a people pleaser. So what is it you can do? What are the action steps to make this better for you? So forever and always, if you have been watching my videos, if you're a fan, you've learned by now that the first step is always awareness. It's developing awareness. There's so much of our time that is spent on autopilot, right? We're just going through the motions of every single day. And there's so many competing sources of our attention that there are certain things that just have to go on the back burner. They just have to, because we've got so many other things that are deserving of our attention in the moment. But if this is something that you're really zeroing in on, you've really connected with this whole concept of being a people pleaser, you just freaking fed up with it and you're trying to make it better, we want to bring it to the forefront. We want to bring it into awareness. And as I said in part 1, keep in mind that people pleasing comes in all shapes and sizes, and it is going to be very particular to you. So it's really important to develop some awareness around what are the ways in which you do people please. So a good way to start is to just start making a list. Start making a list of the things that are already top of mind. You may even want to ask some people that are close to you, some friends, some family members, anybody that knows you well, even coworkers, to start gathering up a list of ways that you engage in people pleasing. And then from there, we want to develop a stronger sense of self. Yeah, and the best way for us to do that is to really check in with what do we like? What makes us happy? What makes us feel fulfilled? It sounds so simple, right? But how often do you actually step back and do that for yourself? Especially for the others-oriented type of people. We are so focused on the needs, wants, and desires of other people that gosh, asking what do I like? What do I want really gets put on the back burner. And we want to, once again, bring it to the forefront. What is making you tick? What is your overall big purpose? Why are you here? And that is what is going to help to lead to a stronger sense of self. What we're doing is creating a roadmap for all of the things of where we're headed so that we can identify what are the barriers to help you reach those goals. So the next thing is to practice setting boundaries. So this is something that is tied to developing that stronger sense of self. It's about getting awareness and identifying these things, but now we need to start putting them into practice. And the best way that we can do that is start to set some healthy boundaries. And this comes in 2 ways. One is to say no when you mean no, when you do not want to do something. And then also saying yes when there is a challenge that can stretch you and help you to grow. So this is by far the hardest step, because as soon as you start to say no to things, you will get pushback. It may not be right away, but as you continue to practice this skill, I guarantee you're gonna get some pushback. Especially if you are predominantly yes type of person, there's gonna be people in your circle that are so used to you saying yes that as soon as you start saying no, they're gonna get upset. That's gonna catch them really off guard, and they've got this whole concept, whole identity of who you are in their heads and all made up. And now it's going to turn this on its head. What? You said no to me? So expect some pushback, maybe even a little bit of manipulation to kind of twist and bring you back to where you once were, because it makes other people uncomfortable. So it takes a lot of practice and processing to be able to hold that no. And then the other side is, of course, saying yes to get out of your comfort zone, because that's where the growth is. When we talk about developing a stronger sense of self, you may not know yourself because you've been in a box for most or all of your life. So no, it's not very surprising that you don't know who you are, don't have a strong sense of self, because most of the decisions that you've made have been dictated by other people or what culture has told you to do. So it literally takes getting out of your comfort zone and taking on some challenges. And in doing so, That's where you start to learn more about yourself and develop the confidence, the motivation, and that stronger sense of self. And then finally, the last thing is to have is to reduce your exposure to so many sources of input. In this digital age, we've got stuff coming at us all the freaking time, right? We've got podcasts and books and training courses and webinars, and God, it just the list is endless. And everybody professes to have the right answer. They've got the secret formula to life's happiness and all this kind of stuff, or just tips and tricks, myself included. But you want to reduce the exposure to all of this. I'm not saying that you need to eliminate it, but rather maybe have 2 to 3 trusted sources that you consult with every now and then, but make sure that you're still checking in with you. That's what all of this is about. If you are constantly looking towards other people to determine how you think, feel, and act, then that's not doing anything to develop your stronger sense of self. So try to make sure that those sources of input are reduced. Okay. So that will do it for today. I hope this was helpful. Please, as always, like our channel, leave me some comments below to let me know what you think, and subscribe to our channel. Take care.